Hey YouTube, F and True Wrestling,
Brian Crazy,
JC Styles.
and we are back with our Monday Night Raw review. Apologize for not getting this up earlier, but we are back. This is the first time that we've gotten to get together in about a week. I know we've promised several times last few weeks. Unfortunately, just things have been hectic. I got 3 small children. JC works full time, but we love you guys. We love the fans. We love wrestling, so we are here. Let's move right into our show.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Really wasn't okay Raw. It wasn't the best of Raws. I think pretty much the whole Raw was overshadowed by the returning of The Rock. Uh, like I said in our video Monday, I did my video Monday night. I said that once I saw the stiletto heels come out, I was thinking it was probably either returning Diva, possibly Stephanie McMahon. I knew those legs were too damn beautiful to be Linda McMahon's, so I was thinking maybe it would have been a returning Diva, maybe like Tori Wilson, Sable, Trish. But I think they did that to kind of throw us off. And WWE has been doing a lot of stuff like that throws us off.
Well, exactly. You saw the legs. It was obviously a younger woman. Typically, Linda McMahon likes to stick to her pantsuits. So, that's her style. She's entitled to that. But, really had the crowd thinking. Now, could we see, there's been a lot of speculation, could we see the returning Rock go against Vince McMahon in some sort of WrestleMania showdown? Are they going to introduce him as the anonymous general manager? Are they going to introduce Stephanie McMahon as the anonymous general manager? So could that set of legs really play into a lot more? I don't think they would have shown the clip unless it meant something.
I just think they might have just threw it in there to maybe just throw us off, thinking like, okay, you know what, okay, so it's not going to be who we thought it was. Now let's see who actually was going to be. Because to be honest, up until The Rock's music hit, I really wasn't going to even put anything out Monday night. But when I saw that it was a Rock, I definitely had to put something out. And I think that
7 years in the making.
Yeah, I really don't think that it really had anything to do with what happened. I think the speculation now is what's going to happen, because there was an interview with The Rock stating that he was going to be part of doing behind the scenes at WrestleMania, but also was going to be part of the in-ring part of the show. So maybe seeing him wrestle at Mania.
Maybe as a wrestler, which would be the ideal circumstance to be able to see The Rock perform under. Or are we going to see him as some sort of official? Or are we going to see him just as the quote-unquote host and just kind of running the show for the night? There's so many options they could run with for The Rock. But, you've got, after 7 years, you've got him back. So I think if he's misused, I think it's going to be a damn shame. And, real quick before we jump into Elimination Chamber, I want to ask your opinion on something. And, contrary to belief, this is not directed towards one fan. This is directed towards about 50 different comments that I've seen comparing these two athletes. And, we're just going to give you our honest opinion real quick. And this, like I said, is not directed towards one person, because I have gotten a message. I'm not going to say any names, but you know who you are. And it's not directed towards you. It's just directed towards the general fan base in general that finds it convenient to say that John Cena actually is better than The Rock.
No, there is no comparison. The Rock has the better in-ring ability. The Rock has the better mic skills. The Rock has what it takes to go a half an hour in a main event. John Cena does not cannot go 30 minutes in a main event. I don't think he's ever gone over 15 minutes in a match in his career. John Cena does not have the mic skills, does not have the in-ring abilities to even compare to The Rock. The only way that you can compare John Cena to The Rock is what he does outside of the ring for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the movies. But even John Cena's movies ain't as good as The Rock. John Cena's restricted to WWE movies, where The Rock has not done one WWE film. It's been all like high costing budget movies, like for Miramax, for Dimensions, for Paramount, Universal, Disney.
Well, what's amazing about The Rock too is he can go from playing a guy in a Disney movie to, I haven't seen Faster yet, but Joey was telling me about it, and he said actually when he was watching The Rock kill people, he was like, wow, this is
kind of different to see him actually doing something other than being a family-oriented movie. And it's I have to say, what The Rock's been doing over the last couple of months, he's been making a lot of money. And for people out there to say, well, he's not, he ran out of his money. He cut out of his promo and did a heartfelt speech as Dwayne, not as The Rock, as Dwayne, and stated that I did not come back for the money. I came back because of the fans and because I missed being a part of the business.
And exactly, and the profits The Rock makes on a lot of these movies, I'm sure, is I got my little guy over here. If you guys hear a little bit in the background, unfortunately, his mom is working the night shift. My wife does cut hair over at the local mall. So, moving on, the thing about it is, it's not that the John Cena is not decent on the mic. He does have a lot more charisma on the mic than a lot of other athletes of this generation. And, I think John Cena has done okay for what he's been given. I think it's just a general level of the talent is not what it was back in the day. You had a lot more competitions. You had a lot sharper wrestlers. You had a lot more international competition. A lot of these wrestlers were more seasoned. They made it around more. You got John Cena, who's been basically a career WWE guy, which is there's no shame in that. But compared to a guy, example Chris Jericho, who's wrestled in Germany, who's wrestled in Mexico, who's wrestled in Japan, who's wrestled in the States. I mean, he knows, 4 different styles of wrestling, if not more. And, that cultured background brings a lot to the table.
And granted,
this isn't a John Cena bash. I don't hate John Cena.
No, I hate John Cena.
Joey has no shame in admitting that.
I don't have no shame in admitting that. But
I'm indifferent.
I respect the business. I respect the traveling that they have to do. But the thing is,
he busts his ass. I'm not going to say he doesn't.
But the thing about it is that when you sit there and you try to get behind a guy who only, his only credibility is an attitude adjustment or an STF. I mean, the guy has no. I mean, when was the last time you seen him do something that wasn't part of his 5-move list?
And real quick, don't mean to interrupt you, but to dispel another thing, everybody says this, that, and the other about Stone Cold Steve Austin that he did. Little guy, could you calm down, please? That's my son, like I said earlier. Hey, everybody says these things about Stone Cold Steve Austin that he had, only so many moves, and try to compare him to Cena. Before Owen Hart, which I love and miss, broke Stone Cold's neck. Stone Cold was a very good technical wrestler.
Yes, he was.
So, you know what? It's circumstance that limited Stone Cold's moveset. John Cena's moveset has always been that limited, and only recently has he tried to become a little more innovative. Now, I don't think that's the primary problem we have with him. I think, that he was he was the doctor of thugonomics, quote unquote, for so many years. Then he became this more watered down character. Now he's the blue guy, the green guy, the yellow guy, the purple guy, kind of like The Rock said.
And what I was getting at a little while ago was that The Rock grew up in the business. The Rock grew up in the business. His grandfather, his father. The Rock is half Samoan, and he has a good part of his family, long line of lineage. He is Rikishi's cousin. His uncle, I think, was one of the original head shrinkers, I believe. So it just goes to show you that The Rock has been brought up in the business, and he knows, and he's watched tapes of his father and his grandfather wrestling, which made him a success when he first debuted in '96. Or 95, I'm sorry. 95. And he went on a long Intercontinental Championship run. He had a phenomenal World WWE Championship run. He was World Heavyweight Champion.
Who got heat like The Rock? Rock, die? Do you remember these chants?
Yes, I remember that. I remember that exactly. And getting back to what I'm saying, you can't compare John Cena to The Rock.
They are two different superstars from two different times. There are some similarities. Yes, they did both hold the World Championship. Well, Rock held the World Championship. John Cena held the World Heavyweight Championship both 2 times. Both held the WWE Championship 7 times. Both, have other similar accolades. But at the end of the day, they are different superstars from different eras. Like I said, John Cena's worked with the limited, things he's had. Exactly. Well, not limited potential. I think he's got the potential to go a lot farther than he has.
But he's limited to what he can do.
Well, it's not just limited to what he can do. He's limited to what he's allowed to do, limited to what he wants to do, limited to what he knows to do. But this is becoming just a little off topic. Let's move back to Elimination Chamber.
Yes, it's like trying. One last thing, it's kind of like trying to compare Hogan to The Rock,
or
The Rock to Hogan,
or Hogan to Cena, or apples to oranges, or kiwis to limes. I mean, or toast to untoasted bread.
Yeah, just regular bread to toast. I don't know.
Once this becomes toast, you cannot turn it into bread again.
No, you can't. So, Elimination Chamber. One last thing. Granted, I would want to see The Rock get in the ring against numerous guys. Brian is the same exact way. There's so many people in the ring in the WWE right now that The Rock can have a good match with. And if he wants to go the route with going after Cena, and they want to build Cena up as a kind of as an angle, all power to the WWE.
We are
out of time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We will be back in just shortly for Elimination Chamber.
Thank you.